Yeah, what's good, my people? So in this video right here, I want to talk about something a little bit more serious, and that is the effects on a young boy, especially a young black boy, turning into a man who did not have a father figure in his life, did not have a father in his life, grew up with no father. So, me personally, I never met my father. I don't know what my father looks like. I don't even know my father's name. Yeah, so it's like that. Plus, I was raised by a single mother as well until I was 11 years old. And when I was 11, my mom died. And then after I was 11, I moved in with my grandmother. And my grandmother raised me from the time I was a teenager. You feel me? Or from the time I was 11, rather. So, but mind you, in this entire story, you don't hear anything about, you don't hear a man. You don't hear that. So I was raised by mostly women, with my only father figure or something like that being my uncle, but I wouldn't really consider that a father figure. I would really just consider him to be a man that was in my life. I wouldn't say he was a father figure. So, but he would only come every now and then. It wasn't so like, yeah, I never had a man in my life, a father figure in my life to show me what it is to be a man, to teach to me different things, different aspects of what it means to be a man, or just all the different intricacies when it comes to manhood, being a man, not even that, just being a little boy. I never had that. All I really had was my grandmother. But the thing about it is, the fucked up thing is, first talking about my mother didn't have a father either. My grandfather, my mother's father, um, was a Vietnam War veteran. He fought in Vietnam for these devils. He fought in Vietnam for these white people, uh, thinking that it was justice when and he was there for 2 years, wartime, like killing niggas type shit. So, and then he came back and he became a very bad drug addict and eventually died of a drug overdose, a heroin overdose to be exact. Uh, he died a year before I was born. But before that, he was never really in the family. He never really took care of my mother. And yeah, he never took care of my mother. Um, so my mom was raised by my grandmother. And then past there, my grandmother, her father, um, wasn't really in her life either. Her father wasn't really in her life either. My great grandfather, my great grandfather wasn't really in my grandma's life either. So she was also raised by her mother, my great grandmother, you know? So this thing goes deep in my life specifically, or my bloodline, I guess you could say. It goes deep. Now, something that I realized growing up is that not having a father affected me in more ways. Me not having a father affected me in certain ways. But as I grew up when I was younger, and even into young adulthood and whatever, I'm 24 years old at the moment, I always, whenever the topic would come up, I would always say that not having a father, like, oh, I don't care, or it doesn't affect me, you know? But I only said that because I was not cognizant, I wasn't aware of how it affected me. You feel what I'm saying? So, not having a father and being surrounded by mostly my grandmother and other feminine other women, mostly, put me more into a feminine type state, as in not as in on some gay stuff, or like not like that, but more into a feminine state, as in more into a bitchy, lazy, lackadaisical, heavy procrastinating, undisciplined, lack of inspiration, low self-esteem, type of mentality. And not only that, but the trauma that my grandmother faced when it came to her father affected her perception of men in general. And therefore, she attracted certain men into her life, men being into her life, being, I guess, my grandfather, who was, in a way, an emulation, another manifestation of the trauma that she got from her father. And this trauma that she went through and that she experienced affected me growing up, because she was a very bitter woman, and growing up with me, never understood me, there was no way that she could teach me how to be a man. There was no way that she could fill in for that male element. There's no way that she could show me what it means to be a man. You know? So from a young age, I not only faced a lot of trauma when it came to the toxicity of her that she was projecting, but also I felt as if I was alone. I felt as if I was alone in my mind, in my soul. I felt like there was nobody around me that truly knew who I was, who truly understood me. Not my family, friends, strangers, nobody. So I adopted a mentality of I'm on my own from a very young age. And being this way, and also being undisciplined, just created a lot of problems. Having the mentality of I'm on my own, yet having a lack of discipline, a lack of control over one's emotions, a lack of emotional awareness, a lack of inner cognizance, inner awareness of oneself. Affected me in my life, in my mentality, and trickles down even into certain elements of my life, even today, in this very moment. Not having a father, especially as a black man, living in America, understand that the system itself seeks to keep the people ignorant, but especially it seeks to keep the black people ignorant, the gods of the planet. It seeks to keep God ignorant. God's manifestation into the human form, it seeks to keep ignorant. Not only that, but also it seeks to reverse the roles, reverse the energy, reverse the masculine and feminine roles in people. It seeks to turn the men effeminate. And it seeks to turn the women hyper masculine, hyper independent. Part of this attack is the attack upon the man, the attack upon the father. Because without a strong father, a strong foundation, the one to teach the knowledge of self, the one to teach different aspects of life when it comes to being a man, when it comes to these different things, without that element, how could a nation be built? We are living in Babylon, black people. Understand that there is attack upon the mentalities of the people in general, but especially when it comes to us black people, there is an attack upon your mentality as a black person. You are not taught the knowledge of yourself. You do not know where you come from, most of you. You do not know who your ancestors are, most of you. You don't know your own native language, most of you. You don't know the rich history of your people. You don't know even what you truly are. You don't know what your melanin is. You believe your melanin is simply just something that makes your skin brown, different shades of the color brown. Your melanin is way more than that. You have no spirituality about you either, because it is the attack upon your mentality which also attacks your spirituality. We live in a left brain dominant society. The right brain hemisphere controls your spiritual, imaginative thinking, your creative thinking. Through the right brain is how you are able to see past the physical reality through the imagination. They take your spirituality from you and replace it with a bunch of teachings that will just simply make you into a moral good person. But they leave it at that. Moralism. They put your spirituality and your faith into passions, your emotions. Take advantage of your passions and your emotions, the passionate and emotional aspect of yourself. Make you worship people, worship things that don't exist, worship events in history. The black people of America are deprived of a knowledge of self. The black people of America are deprived of a knowledge of who they truly are. And this is at the hands of the devil himself, the white man, who has built the society in a specific way, systematically, in order to attack the mentalities of people so that we enslave ourselves. Therefore, they don't have to do the enslaving for us or for themselves. Part of that attack is upon the father. Part of that attack is upon the mother, obviously, the nation. They attack the nation. by attacking the mentalities of the people. If you are a black man and you lack knowledge of yourself, you lack masculinity, you lack the knowledge of who you truly are, you lack the resources, you lack the ability to properly provide as a man, then why would you want to take care of your children? Why would you want to raise a child when you don't have it yourself, or when you don't know anything yourself, or when you see a child as a nuisance, or you see a child as a annoying byproduct of your passions, having wanting to have sex with this woman. You want to have sex with this woman, but you don't want to have a child with her, which is perfectly fine. But if a child were to come, then that is your responsibility to take care of that child. No matter how you feel, that is the righteous thing to do. And that is the thing about being a man that is not taught to you. The aspect of accountability, responsibility. Young black man, some of you. That is not something that was taught to me. Discipline. Why do you think that you get a girlfriend, you get a girl or something like that, next thing you know, you start cheating on her? You want to cheat, you want to get every single girl, all these other girls, all of this. But why? It's a lack of integrity within yourself, a lack of discipline. Me, I used to cheat on my girlfriends all the time. Why though? I will look at this girl and that girl, and I will go after this girl. I'll smash, or I'll do whatever. I'll get with her in the club or something like that. Knowing that I have the commitment to my girl at the time, my girlfriend at the time. But going against that, why? Because I could get away with it. Because that's what I was feeling in the moment. Because that's what brings in, that's what brought enjoyment to me in the moment, or something like that. You feel me? Me thinking, fuck it, whatever. I'm gonna do what I want. When in reality, that's simply a lack of integrity within yourself, and that is something that integrity and discipline are qualities, aspects that are built upon within oneself through the masculine element. The masculine element which exists within ourselves is what builds this. And the outward manifestation of the masculine element, being the man, is what enforces and inspires this, and also teaches this and builds this himself. Of course, the woman as well. But we must understand the different aspects to nature. I'm learning more and more every day. Ja Allah Amin Ra, aka J Benz the Light. I'm out, y'all. And to leave y'all with this, I will teach many children in this life. I will teach many children the knowledge of self. I will enlighten and inform as many people as I can in this life. Pass on and share the knowledge in which I have acquired. Reinforce great values into the people, into the minds of the black people of this world. Not only the black people of this world, but people in general. But my duty is first to my black people. My duty first is to the black people of America, the black people of this world who are deprived of a knowledge of self, taken advantage of through the Babylon system. Peace to the gods. Peace to all the gods on earth. Peace to all the different manifestations of God who are walking on earth right now as we speak. Listening to this video. Listening to the sound of your brother. The sound of your twin. Me. Just another one. Another drop in the ocean. Just like you are. Simply expressing what I know from within, outwardly to you. Now, what will you reflect back to me, God? What will you reflect back to me? Peace to you.